Good morning. Just going live on Facebook at the same time. Awesome. Cool. Good morning. Good morning, Emma. Awesome. Cool. It's not shown up on Facebook just yet. There we go. Perfect. So I thought this morning we could go through a really nice journaling session. It's something I get asked loads about with regards to using it as a tool, where to start, why do people journal, loads of questions. So as we go through it, please do pop questions. And good morning, everybody. Loving seeing you all here, ladies. Thought it was quite a good time to do it just first thing on the Saturday morning before everything kicks in and the washing machine goes on and you know how the Saturday looks. Good morning, Jill. Sorry, I got an itchy nose. Lots of hay with my horses, sorting out hay nets this morning. Okay, cool. So yeah, good morning, you gorgeous beauties. So I hope you've got a journal and pen with you. Pen, journal, or a piece of paper, or as I said, it could be a napkin, could be the back of an envelope. Just something to write with. So yeah, journaling is something I'm really passionate about. Good morning, Beverly. It's something that I use pretty much in all aspects of my work. So I use it with my coaching clients. I use it on my 3 Days to Calm course. I use it within the membership. It's something that's so valuable. And I just want to share that with you and explain a bit about why that's important. Good morning, Annette. Good morning, Marjorie. Denise, you got the two sisters over here on Facebook. Love it. Amazing. So a little bit about kind of my background to journaling. So I always kept diaries and stuff when I was younger, but I would say that this is kind of different, but similar concept. But I really started my writing journey when I was ill. So I actually started a blog when I was really suffering really badly with anxiety, and I was kind of bedridden at that point. And I started that blog not to kind of put stuff out into the universe, so to speak, but actually just to log my journey, because it was quite an interesting thing to reflect back on. And I think that's one of the powerful things that you will learn as we go through this, that it can be quite a supportive tool to look back on and see how far you have progressed in a situation, or how a situation has developed and evolved. So I started off with that blog. I'll have to go back and look when I actually started it, because I can't even remember the date. And then that blog led on to creation of this book. So many other amazing things, but my journaling really has kept me sane. No problem, Jenna. My journaling really has kept me sane during lockdown, and it's almost become a best friend. And actually, before coming on live here, I was kind of processing a difficult emotional situation. And I had like tears streaming down my face 20 minutes ago, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I might go live. But that is the power of the journaling, that it gives us this safe space to kind of explore our emotions a bit more. Good morning, Elaine. It gives, good morning, Linda, a safe space to process emotions and kind of figure things out a bit. Often we can have situations, and the situation that I was just writing about in my journal is a really difficult one to speak to people about. And it gave me an opportunity just to kind of reflect, put things a bit more logically, express my emotions and stuff without fear of being judged. And that can be a really, really powerful tool for yourself. So journaling is really, really personal. It is something that is solely for your benefit. You don't need to share what you have written with anyone, okay? You can do if you want, if there's something that you want support with, or you want to add a bit of power or accountability to something that's come up for you. Yes, you can share that, but you're under no obligation to share what you write. Good morning, Louise. I'm loving everybody hopping in this morning. So It's very, very commonly advocated just now to journal. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't know, like, I've heard it's good for you, but like, where do I start? So I wanted to just run through some of the benefits of journaling. Covered a few there, but kind of scientifically proven benefits. It's something that's used quite a lot with people that suffer with post-traumatic stress disorder. It helps balance your mood, helps balance your emotions, reduces symptoms of depression, reduce intrusion and avoidance symptoms. So it allows us to, as I say, really process things that are maybe a little bit difficult. And that can be really helpful. Calms and clears the mind, absolutely. Lets go of negative feelings. One of the ones I've put down here is actually explore emotions and find solutions. So often when we're feeling stuck and we can't find the solution to what's going on for us, when we begin to journal on it and dive that little bit deeper and just keep going, then solutions can begin to appear that we hadn't ordinarily thought about. So it can be really powerful in that way. Let me know, how many of you currently journal? I know those of you who have joined from the membership, I know many of you do because we do it each month in the membership together. But let me know in the comments, how many of you journal? I can see one of my beautiful coaching clients on here. I know who's just bought a beautiful journal. So I'm obsessed, probably a bit addicted to journaling actually. And what I would say is, one of the questions that recently came up in the membership actually was, do I just have to have one book for everything? Okay. There's a journaling masterclass in the membership. So if you want to dive deeper, you can do that. But no, you don't have to have one book. I have this book here is my big dreams. I like to kind of segregate it, but it's maybe because I'm obsessed with stationery. So I've got this one, which is like my big dreams, big goals book. I have this super cute little book, which is for my gratitudes. That's from Paper Chase. I have this book here, which is what I use for what's called morning pages. And I'm going to explain that to you. And then this is my latest edition. This is my latest edition. And this one is my little abundance journal. And I started that this year because often we can, especially this year for many of us, will be kind of struggling maybe financially. And I created this little journal for myself. It's quite a fun thing to do, to make a note of things that had come my way. And it doesn't necessarily have to be money. So, and what that helped me to realize was that actually there was more abundance around than I thought. So things like somebody paying you a nice compliment, or somebody buying you a bar of chocolate, or like lots of little bits and pieces. So let me see here. So we've got some people that haven't started, some people just starting, some people on and off. Wendy dips in and out. Elaine journals every night. Annette's wanting to but doesn't know where to start. Okay, great place to start, Annette. Jenna off and on. Elaine uses a diary. Jenna, love your books. Awesome, cool, brilliant. So I want you to grab your piece of paper or a pen or a journal just now. Watch this tomorrow morning as working. No problem. Yeah, it will be saved on Facebook and on IGTV, so you can come back, Maria. So yeah, I want you just to grab a piece of paper and journal. And we're going to do a couple of different things this morning just to give you a bit of different experience. So your journaling can be quite a sacred thing. You can set yourself up with a nice candle, do some breath work, all that. Equally, it can be a emotional thing, like you've had something big happen or you're feeling a certain way and you just want to grab your journal and just think, I won't swear out loud in case there's children listening. But yeah, you can use it for different things. So grab your journal, and all I want you to do is I'm just going to guide you through some questions, and I just want you to begin to write the answers to these questions. Okay? And actually, I'm going to get you to do a little mini breathing before we do that. Okay? So just close your eyes. Literally going to take a couple of seconds. Okay? Breathing in deeply with your eyes closed. Sighing out your mouth. Again, breathing in deeply. sighing out your mouth. Gently opening your eyes, picking up your pen. And I want you just to take a moment. We're going to reflect on kind of our current situation and circumstances. And I just want you to think, how are you feeling currently? Okay, that could be mentally, emotionally, physically. Just begin to write in your journal. I am feeling. Okay. And just pop some things down in your bit of paper. My next question for you, you can come back to these as well, is I want you to think about what have you learned during this time, during this lockdown period. Okay, what have you learned? Could be about yourself, could be about something else, could be about your life. What have you learned? And then popping that down. And if anyone is struggling, you can just write in your book, I am struggling. I don't know what to write. I've never done this before. Okay. Once we start, it will begin to flow. So it is just a case of just starting. Okay. So what have you learned during this time? And you can just pop that, as I say, pop that in your journal. Okay. I want you to write down if there's anything that you're struggling with. Write that down in your journal. Okay. And then, what do you want your life to look like after all this has passed? Okay. So taking a moment to think about, okay, once this has passed, I want my life to whatever. Yeah, you might want it to be the same. You might want it to change. You know, there might be things that you've loved during this period. So what do you want your life to look like after this period? Okay, so this is purely for you. This is just to begin to get you started. Okay, just to begin to build self-awareness. And that's one of the incredible things you can learn from journaling, along with recognizing our successes and what we've achieved, and kind of exploding situations. Okay, so there's different types and styles and structures of journaling. So I mentioned some of the different books that I had at the start there. And you can, when you first begin journaling, a great place to start is with journal prompts. Okay, this will begin to get you into the process of questioning and reflecting. And I had a coaching call with a client on Friday, which just blew my mind, which was so awesome, because she has started like self-coaching between our sessions. So she will use her journal to ask herself the questions as stuff comes up for her. And I was just like, I love it. I love it. I love it. Because, it's empowering ourselves to explore, not rely on somebody else, recognizing that actually we have the answers within ourselves. So yeah, sorry, back to that. Using prompts. So prompts is a great place to start. So if you are part of the membership in the community space, there's a thread that on journaling, which has these particular prompts in it. If you're not in the membership, a couple of these are on Pinterest, and I'll share my Pinterest links as well. I've got a whole board on journaling with loads of different information where to start there. But journal prompts, this is ones that I'd created around the full moon, or this is ones that I use monthly to check in. And this is awesome ones that was created by one of our Spirit and Soul members, and she allowed us to share within the membership that she uses daily. So that's another question I often get asked, like, how often should I journal? Okay, it's entirely up to you. I write every single day, but I am also a writer. So in order to be a writer, you need to write. So I write every single day, and that is just a practice that I have got into. And I do that every single morning. Now, you can check in weekly. Maybe it's a weekly thing. Maybe it's a nice Saturday morning thing to do with yourself, just to reflect in and think, okay, how's my week gone? How am I feeling? And that kind of thing. Elaine's saying on Facebook, and that's something I was going to say we're going to do a little bit of as well. Elaine just started with simple gratitude practice, writing 3 things down that day that she was grateful for. And that is a really powerful and great place to start. So yeah, daily, weekly, and monthly is really, really powerful as well. I think I was going to speak about that later, but I'll just speak about it now. But yeah, monthly can be really, really great to reflect back on the month, celebrate any successes, achievements, goals, what felt good, what didn't feel good. And as I mentioned, I can share the links to Pinterest to get access to the kind of questions I would ask myself and the group on monthlies. Because if we don't pause, if we don't stop to reflect and to check in, then we can begin to lead a path that isn't necessarily correct for us, and life can feel a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit sticky. But if we can pause to reflect daily, weekly, monthly at some form of regular interval, we can begin to steer ourselves back on track, to navigate ourselves back. Okay, so Elaine's mentioned there gratitude. So you could start with writing 3 gratitudes. Using prompts is another way to start, a great place to start. Stream of consciousness or free writing. And this is what I do. To start with, this can feel a little bit more challenging because you basically just sit at a blank piece of paper and you write. So I write 3 pages every single morning as a practice. But you could set a timer. You could say, okay, I'm going to write for 5 minutes. And that could be, how you begin. I'm gonna do that. You could have written down here 3rd person reflection. So this is really powerful. I shared this in a blog. It's on my website. Just kind of sometimes taking a bit of a bird's eye view of our life. So looking at our life and kind of thinking, okay, I see Susie and today she's super happy, and like looking at it as a 3rd person, and I love seeing her that way because blah, 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 or, it's your pages. It's entirely up to you what you write. If you find that you feel stuck and the answers aren't coming to you, or the ability to write isn't coming to you, just stop and take a couple of breaths. Just know that the right thing will come at the right time. And that's good. I'm going to share with you, this is from the Center for Journal Therapy website. And this is quite a good way. It's a little acronym that you might want to use. So you might want to start using this acronym as a way to start. And the acronym is WRITE. Okay, WRITE. And this can be a helpful way just to get started. And I'll tell you what each of these bits mean. And then we're going to move into another practice. Wendy bought the 5-minute journal book. So I think that's great. It's a wonderful guide to get you started as well. So make it simple for yourself. Make it fun. Like enjoy buying a nice journal, getting a nice pen, doing all those kind of things. Okay, the acronym WRITE. So W is for what do you want to write about? Okay, so it could be a situation that's going on in your life. It could be thoughts and feelings. It could be something that's just happened, which is wonderful. It could be something that's happened, which just feels terrible. It could be, you're worried about someone, or, what you're striving towards. So the W is for write. What do you want to write about? The R is for review. Okay, so take a moment to reflect, to be still, to calm your breath and to focus, to slow down. You could do a little meditation first, you could do a little bit of breathing, doesn't have to be long. And then just begin to reflect on the thing you want to write about. And it's got some ideas like I feel, I think, right now, in this moment, just to begin to get you started. The I is for investigate. Okay, so investigate your thoughts and feelings through your writing. I'm trying to see what I wrote today, so can I give you a little bit of an indication? So here's a little bit about I won't go into the situation, but this is the kind of thing. I thought I had got through it. Maybe if I knew where it came from, I'd feel more confident. So then I go on through this form of writing just to explore that more. Like, okay, so where did this situation come from? And I've just dove deeper and deeper and deeper. So by the time I'd finished my writing, I felt so much better about the situation. As I say, I went into the book feeling quite emotional, and I came out feeling a bit more organized, more structured, having a better understanding of myself. So the investigate your thoughts and feelings, that's the I. T is for time. So you can time yourself. You can set a timer, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever feels good for you. Start small, just so you can begin to get into the practice, because it really is, good morning, Kim, a habit and practice to get into. And then the E is for exit. Okay, so it's kind of leaving what you've written. You can reflect on it. You can read it back through if you want. I must admit, I don't often read what I write back through. The process itself is enough for me. So what you may find if you suffer from anxiety is that, or have suffered from anxiety or overthinking, is that we have all these thoughts. Okay, and so for me, it's particularly first thing in the morning. I do the horses, I'm mucking out, and I'll be like processing the day and but I come in and I write all that down. I process it. I write it all down. So first thing in the morning is a great time to write. Last thing in the day is a great time to write, to just kind of reflect, process on the day. So that's the right acronym. So you could use something like that to start with. But as I say, like on Pinterest, my board, or just type in journal prompts into Google, there'll be journal prompts for stress, journal prompts for relationships, a bit like affirmations. There's journal prompts for everything. Monthly journal prompts, full moon journal prompts. And then this is a daily process, as I mentioned, that the lovely Ainsley created. So that's some ideas. Okay, so Elaine had mentioned gratitude practices. Okay, so I want you to write down in your journal 3 things that you're grateful for. Okay, so this can be a daily practice. You can do this at the end of the day to reflect back. I've switched it. I think this was just this year. Maybe I did it last year, whereby I tried to do it in the morning. Which has been a bit more of a challenge, but as from my coaching point of view and from a client point of view, I tend to get clients to do this last thing at night so that you can begin to reflect on your day and see the good in the day. Okay, and it can be anything. It doesn't need to be like, I am grateful for my massive paycheck. Okay, it could be, I am grateful for I just had really nice raisins on top of my breakfast cereal. It could be that, yeah. It could be grateful for the fact it's not raining. I am grateful for a still day. I am grateful for 5 minutes to spend some time with myself. So, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Okay, ask me any questions as we're going through this. As I say, for me, I do kind of daily, weekly and monthly reflection. You can do it whenever. At the end of the month in the membership, we do it as a group, which can be really, really powerful. If this is something that you really enjoy or just even want to explore, like this week, within the next 7 days, I've got a free trial of the membership, and there is a masterclass in there, not from me, but from creative coach Stacey Natal. And Stacey's a New York based creative coach, and she has a whole masterclass within our membership on journaling. So you can access that for free. Okay. But yeah, any questions, drop me a message. So now you've done your 3 things. Let me know if you find that easy or challenging. I want to add a new dimension to that. And I want you now to think about 3 things that you're grateful for that haven't happened yet. Okay, so I use this as a manifestation tool. So 3 things that are to come. So for me, I am so happy and grateful for my beautiful kitchen extension. I am so happy and grateful that our baby is home safely. I am so happy and grateful. I'll try to think. Let me think of what I'll tell you one that I've written recently. Well, my car was one I used to write about, actually, which came true. I can't even read my writing in half of these things. Grateful for, rainbows. Okay, interesting. But yeah, so, you so happy and grateful. My baby's home. So yeah, lots of extensions on my baby coming home. But yeah, 3 things that you're grateful for that haven't happened yet, but write it in the present tense. Okay, so write it as if it's happened, and this can be a really fun thing to do. Okay. Then I want you, and I'm going to take this from Ainsley's questions here. Okay. Have you felt happiness, joy, whatever it is for you that you're seeking? Have you felt happiness or joy recently, today? Okay. And I want you to reflect, okay, what were you doing when you felt that? When you were feeling happy, what were you doing? So for me, I was mucking out this morning, and I'm going through, it is a journaling process. I'm working through a book called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and I'm on week 4 of the process. And week 4 is you're not allowed to read, you're not allowed to watch TV, you're not allowed to consume. You're not allowed to kind of listen to other people's stuff. So in the morning, I normally listen to podcasts, and I read. I am really struggling this week with not reading and studying, but it's a process. It's been really interesting. And as part of that, I write 3 pages every single morning, and then there's other written work as well. But where was I going with this? Yeah, happiness. So this morning I put on some music on my phone instead. I thought, well, I'll go listen to some music whilst I muck out, rather than just me trundling about speaking to myself. And I was listening to some Paolo Nutini as I was mucking out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot how much I love Paolo, and I was just singing, and just loving that moment. So it's good to have these little reminders. So when you're happy, pause and recognize, what is it that's making me feel happy, so that you can do more of that. So we can bring more awareness to that, because often we'll just focus on what we're struggling with, or what is a challenge, or what is difficult. And by doing that, it's valuable because we can process it, but we don't want to get attached to that. We want to get more attached to the sensations of happiness and joy and clarity and all those things. Emma's saying she loves that one. She hasn't done the things to come before. Yeah, exactly. So it's a really cool thing to be grateful for things, so that we know what we're wishing to attract. And with your gratitudes, I would say try and make it 3 different things. Challenge yourself, not necessarily for things to come, but things that you're grateful for. Try and challenge yourself each day to view your day a little bit differently. So for those of you who haven't journaled before, do you feel more confident that you could start? You could start with going onto Pinterest. You could start with the journal prompts and the membership. You could watch the masterclass. You can ask me any questions. You could go onto Pinterest, go onto Google, type in journal prompts. It's a great place to start. I'll share, I think I've got an article, I think it's from Psychologies Today somewhere, about the benefits of journaling as well, if anyone wants kind of more science-backed research. But you'll know yourself, because you will begin to feel better. Like I said, kind of half jokingly, I'm addicted to journaling, and I kind of only am half joking about that, because every morning I look forward to that space, and it wasn't always like that. To start with, I was like, oh, this is really quite difficult. But now it's like my best friend. It's like my own little personal therapist that I've got access to. Okay, so I'm just reading some comments here. Wendy's thinking, I struggle with, am I doing it right? Okay, so there is no right or wrong way to journal. Okay, you just do. There is no right or wrong way. So it's not like somebody can view your work, Wendy, and be like, oh, like, that's not right. So what do you struggle with, Wendy? Do you struggle with where to start? Do you struggle with the type of thing to write about? What is it that you're struggling with? And maybe I can help support you a bit more with that. Beverly's feeling more confident, just need to motivate myself. Yeah, so set a time, Beverly. Make it something enjoyable. So I have like my nice cuppa when I'm doing my morning pages in the morning. Make sure that you've got a nice journal. Like this one was actually, I've just returned to, I got this at a writing course in 2017. And the paper's so nice to write on. So think about that. You could use oracle cards to start you journaling. So you could, let's just pick the top one. This one says, I am the loving energy of the universe. Okay, so you could read that and then think, well, what does that mean? I am the loving energy of the universe. What does that mean? So for me, that card reminds me of Ram Dass, and you can have a little look up of Ram Dass, and just to, you know, he is beautiful spiritual guru, and yeah, he always used to say, I am loving awareness, and that just brings me thinking of him. Okay, so let me have a look at these comments. Annette, definitely feeling she needs to build it into a routine, bit nervous why it might bring up. Okay, so start with the gratitudes, Annette. So as Elaine said, start with the gratitude practices. Focus on the positive, focus on building your confidence with writing, building the habit. Okay, so start with 3 things every single night that you're grateful for. That is a great way to do that. Wendy, I feel I write more negative things than positive, and that's okay. Yeah, because it's your space to do that. So it's a safe space. Like, you know, you can swear in it. You can say stuff that you might not ordinarily say. You know, it's your space to allow those emotions to come to the surface. And, you know, when you work through, I did a course with Julia Cameron, who actually wrote The Artist's Way. And, you know, she said it's a great space to, you know, I can't remember what she calls it, but like, you know, like that monkey mind. And sometimes we think about, like, we've got that horrible voice in our head that says all those horrid things. And, you know, it's a space to get that out and be like, F you, blah, 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 you know. I'm sick and tired of feeling like this. I ain't going to like allow you to control my mind and thoughts. Like, you know, so yeah, that's okay, Wendy, to allow those things sometimes to write more negative things than positive, because it's maybe the only space that you're getting that you're allowed to express that. And I know for me that can be a challenge because I'm an inherently positive person, and you know, so sometimes I feel guilty for being negative, but actually we all experience those things, so it gives us a safe space to do that. Elaine saying she likes the idea of periodic reflection, monthly, weekly. Absolutely. I think that's really powerful way to do it and to check in. Emma's saying her daughters and I think of 3 things we're grateful for before bed. Yeah. Really need to start journaling, anything to help with anxiety. So yeah, perfect. So what I would say is thinking about things and writing things are very different. So it's so much more powerful to write things down, to get them out of our heads, especially if you have anxiety, get it out of your head and onto paper. The same with the gratitudes. I mean, that is a beautiful thing. If you're having a really crappy, anxious day, Emma, to go back through and read some of the things you're grateful for, because we can get dragged down to a dark state really quickly. I've actually got, this isn't journaling related, but this was a present from someone. But when I first started doing my gratitude practices, I just used to write it on a bit of paper the thing I was grateful for, and then just chuck it in a jar. Okay, this isn't that, but it's a similar idea. And I just used to put all the things I was grateful for in a jar. And then if I was having a lousy day, I'd just pull one out. Let's pull one out for all of us. So this is actually from Smiles by Julie. It was a gift from a friend. And it says, you can't appreciate the good days without the bad ones. Very appropriate. So, but you can put your gratitudes in a jar, and if you're having a difficult day, pull them out. But it's really powerful to write them down. Margaret's saying, I just find I open my journal and don't have anything specific I want to write about. The pages just draw me in and I laugh at some of the things I write. Yeah, I love that. It is. It's good to look back and reflect and laugh. Something Jill's saying on Instagram, something we used to do with my daughter's anxiety was wrote these thoughts down, then throw the piece of paper away. But I actually think keeping them in a journal or jar might have been a powerful tool to keep and reflect on. Yeah, we often think we're not progressing. We think we're still as anxious or depressed or worried as we originally were. But actually, when you look back, you're like, holy moly, I cannot believe how far I have come. And it's a really powerful tool of reflection. So writing them down is really great. The other thing to look at if you are suffering from anxiety is to, and I know, Margaret, you're live and you won't mind me saying this, and I know this is something that really hit you powerfully, was asking yourself in your journal, viewing anxiety as your teacher. Okay, so what is my anxiety teaching me? That's a great question to ask yourself. Okay, think of it as a friend, think of it as a teacher. It's not there to make your life misery, it's there to tell you that something is imbalanced. Okay, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, whatever. There's something going on that your anxieties try to tell you something. So exploring it in the pages of a journal can be really, really powerful. But starting with a positive, thinking about things that make you feel happy. You could start with, some people do a bullet journal, so points, like a joy list. Write down all the things that you enjoy or have enjoyed, even as a child. Things, and simple act of doing that will allow you to create those happy moments, memories, emotions. Gratitude, it doesn't have to be deep, reflective work. A lot of the time when I write in my morning pages, here's one, just to share the realism of it, it's not kind of deep stuff. So I'm tired, obviously premenstrual, has bashed myself, energy feels heavy, I want to binge, like a crazy person. Last night, but also might have been because I was tired. I'm away to have a cacao, blah, 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 and then I've gone on and I've put in affirmations and got a bit deeper. But to start with, I was just like, okay, I've hurt myself. I'm premenstrual, blah, 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 blah. But it opens the door to allowing our mind to come out and kind of, explore that a bit further. So yeah, start with the gratitudes if you've never done it before. Maybe 3 things you're grateful for, 3 things to come. Journal prompts, I'll pop some links and things on the Facebook page. Instagram doesn't really let you do links, so I will figure that one out. But yeah, how are we doing now? Anybody got any questions about journaling, about me, about life, about Saturday, about anxiety? Let me know what you're up to. I am so excited about today. The first part is going to sound funny that I'm excited about, but I'm away to go and poo pick my horse's fields. But I'm delighted because it's not raining and windy. So I'm going to go do that. And then I've got some yummy Neil's Yard things that just got delivered, that I'm going to go and have a bath, and a beautiful candle from Louisa B. I'll share it in my stories, which smells divine. I am going to have a bath this afternoon and do that and dive into my Artist's Way journal, because I can't actually watch TV or consume anything as I'm trying to stick to this 4-week process, which is really bloody hard. Margaret, I remember the day you told me that. It was such a light bulb moment that anxiety can be your friend. What? After years of trying to push it away and feel guilty about feeling that way, it changed my life. Absolutely. And I know when I realized that, I was like, okay, this isn't just trying to make your life hell, Susie. This is actually trying to tell you something. Elaine, gratitude writing also helps you look for things in the day so you can write about them later, e.g. blue sky when it's been raining. Yeah, exactly. So, it's that mindfulness. The more we bring our awareness to the good, the more that multiplies. So what we focus on, we see more of. So if I said to you, or say there's a certain car that you're wanting or whatever, then you suddenly start seeing it everywhere, but it's just because your awareness is brought to it. So if you start bringing your awareness to the good, you will only see the good. Jill's off to Ellen to pick up a crystal order. Ooh, nice. I think actually I was thinking this week about getting a crystal masterclass in the membership. I think that would be really good. Awesome. So enjoy, ladies. Have a great day. I hope that's helped and supported you. You always know where I am. Do drop me an email. Reach out with any questions. Have fun stationery shopping. My favourite places are can you go in just now? No, you can't because everything's locked down. I don't go into town a lot, but I used to buy my journals from a TK Maxx. Is a really great place. TK Maxx, Home Sense, Paper Chase, any kind of pretty stationery shops. And you can get online stationery. I don't know if anybody here has done this, but one of my other clients did this, a monthly stationery box. I was like, oh my gosh, that would be fatal for me. So yeah, no problem. Thank you. Kim's saying crystal class would be fab. Absolutely. I've got some other ideas as well. So doors close on Wednesday, but I'm thinking monthly yoga as well. I might add to the mix, get a different yoga teacher each month to come in and do a yoga class for us. So yeah, exciting. Cool. So I'll pop some comments and links in the comments even. Any questions, do reach out. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy getting your crystals and doing whatever else that you guys are up to. Sending you so much love from my heart to yours. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Mwah. Bye.